Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Fon, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every week. I upload new tutorials on my channel. If you're a member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to make this easy top step by step. If you want to know how I do this, keep on watching. Here is the length of my top, and here is my waistline, and here is my soldier line. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to mark my neck width and my neck dip. My neck width I'll be going in with 5 inch, and my neck dip I'll be going in with 2 inch. The next thing we want to do is to take a ruler, just connect it from where we mark the 5 inch straight downward, just to connect it like a slant the soldier. And the next thing we want to do is to measure 8 inch from where we slant down, plus your ½ inch of allowance, which is 8.5. Connect that with a straight line. Now I'm going to come on my waistline. I'll be putting round my waist measurement. Round my waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give me 7 inch, but I'll be adding 1 inch of allowance. And we want to come on this line and extend 2 inch more. After extending it, we're going to connect it to our waistline in a form of a curve. You don't want it to be straight, just like so. I'm going to blend it because I don't want it to be straight, okay? It should be curved. The next thing we are going to do is we're going to put in round my hip measurement, because my top is going to end at my hip. So round my hip measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 will give me 9 inch, and I'll be adding ½ inch for allowance. Altogether is 9.5. Take your pan curve ruler and connect it straight. Now I'm going to come and connect my neck dip. That's from the neck width to the neck dip. Connect it together, and now we're going to cut it up. After cutting it up, we want to go ahead and measure my soldier. That's from my soldier to my sleeve length, which is actually 14.5 inch. You can make yours longer than this. And my fabric I'm going to be using is quite very stretchy. You want to go ahead and fold your fabric into 2. After folding it into 2, you refold it again into 4. That's because I want to cut the front and the back together. After folding it into 4 and make sure everything is straight, I will just go ahead and place my pattern on it and pin it up. I will go ahead and cut that. When I'm done cutting, I will just cut 1 inch higher than the neck width of the front. That's going to be for the back. When I'm done cutting for the back, I will remove 1 piece of the top. Then I go ahead and cut the front neck dip, sorry. After cutting that, we're going to pin it up. After pinning it, we will move that aside. Now what I'm going to do is I want to measure where my band is going to end. That's around my bicep or anywhere that your band is going to end. Just measure whatever you have. So mine is 9 inch. I'll go ahead and just fold my fabric into two. So I'll cut the two band for the two sleeve. 9 inch by 4.5. That's what I'm cutting. After cutting that up, I'm just going to separate it so I will have for the two sleeve. Now we are going to be joining it together, but first of all we are going to go ahead and cut the lining for the top. Just cut a small lining that will be going for the front and for the back, or if you want, you just go ahead and hem yours instead of cutting the lining. If you don't have enough fabric, just go ahead and hem it, fold 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and hem it. But I'm going to be cutting the small lining. Separate your lining. Remember, the front neck dip is deeper than the back neck dip, so that's why I'm cutting more piece. It's time for us to start stitching. We will stitch everything, stitch the top, we'll stitch the band as well, and we go ahead and start joining it. This is the band for the sleeve. So I went ahead and just joined it, and I'm flipping the right side and the right side, pin them up. We're going to take it and put the right side of the sleeve, the band, facing the right side of the sleeve. Remember, this band is quite smaller than the sleeve, so we're going to be pinning the center together, the two center together, and then by the time we're stitching, we'll pull it. Or if you prefer, you can just go ahead and gather it, but I'm going to be doing, as I mentioned before, pull. That's the two center. You just mark your center, and by the time you're stitching, you pull it for it to fit in the sleeve. After joining, this is what it looked like. As you can see, it's very neat. It's what we wanted to achieve. I'm simply going to do the same thing with the other side of the sleeve. Now we are going to be joining the lining of the neck with the lining of the top, sorry. Okay, so I'm putting front and matching the center. Pin that first and match the two side seam. That's the joining, where the joining are. I pin it. I'll do the same thing with the back, and we'll take it to the machine and stitch that up. Continue stitching, continue pinning till you get to your final destination. when to stitch it up. After stitching, we want to mash up the seams of the stitch, and we're going to top stitch on top. That's the seam, the two seams of the lining, and top stitch towards the lining. So by the time we flip the lining inside, everything will go inside. So this is what I'm referring to. I top stitch here like this, and we're going to take it to the ironing board and press it so the lining will be able to go inside. So what I did for my downer part, as you can see, of the dress, I already went ahead and hem it. I fold 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and I hem it. So that's the finished project. This is what it looked like on me. If you want, you could make your sleeve, instead of leaving 8 inch, you could just go ahead and increase the volume of the sleeve. I really love it because it's quite really simple. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next project.